So imagine with a single touch, you drain the memories, powers of anyone you made skin-to-skin contact with. Traumatized by said experience, you feel isolated and fearful of harming others. This would eventually lead you down a dark path, but you would eventually seek redemption by joining the X-Men, where you worked to control your powers and forge meaningful relationships, but you continue to battle your inner demons while proving yourself as a loyal friend, a protector, and a hero. Because for this video, we're going to be talking about Rogue joins Marvel Rivals. So if you enjoy videos like this where we discuss the possible leaks and unreleased characters, please, for me, hit the like button, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you think Rogue's abilities should be. Let's get this video started. Now we all know Rogue. We know Rogue is one of the baddest X-Men characters they have out there. Like, come on now, look at this. Look at this. I'm gonna throw a little montage out for you.
Those lips, hips, and face, bodies all over the place.
No, except for this one. This one doesn't count. We don't care about this one. This can go to the garbage.
Know your fucking place, trash.
Because we all know once the skins come out, we're all gonna get ready from Rogue deserves her summer skin. This is what we're going for. This is all it's about. If you guys disagree, I don't care. She's making it into the thing. She's gonna be bringing in all that shmoolah. She's gonna be bringing in all the monies. I swear there will be a lot of monies when it comes to Rogue and her release. And if we don't get a reference to the Rogue meme in this game, we riot.
God damn.
No, come on, man. Don't do this. I'm not done yet. I refuse to be taken away from this. Let me do what I do. So for this video, I'm going to talk about her abilities, and at the end we're going to try to go into why she would be best as a tank or a duelist. And if you guys agree, let me know. If you guys disagree, also let me know, because you guys have no issue disagreeing with anything that I posted so far. So we're going to get this started. So for the first ability we're going to give her, it's going to be called Power Steal. This will be an ultimate ability, which surprisingly I decided to do first, which I usually don't. I usually save that for last, but we're going to start it with this one. Rogue can temporarily steal the abilities of an enemy hero, not only reducing their effectiveness, but also empowering herself with their core abilities. For example, if she steals Thor's ultimate, so he would not be allowed to use his ultimate, meaning that his percentage gets cut by half. So if he has a full ultimate that he can use, Rogue will steal his ultimate and bringing his ultimate back to 50%, or maybe even draining his ultimate meter completely to 0. I think this is pretty dope, and if you guys think this would work and you guys think that this would work for her, let me know in the comments. So for her primary ability, she obviously has regular punches because she's not really seen using weapons unless, you know, she's giving weapons, but this ability will be also a part of her primary ability because of how strong she is. She has super strength. This will be called Kinetic Knockback. It's one of her primary abilities. Rogue channels her super strength to deliver a massive punch that creates an area of effect knockback, disrupting enemies and opening space for her team. It could be also deal bonus damage to shields or barriers. So I will be talking, what I'm talking about for shields or barriers, I'll be talking about Invisible Woman's barrier, as well as Magneto's barrier that he gives to all the other players in the game. I'm also talking about Magneto's barrier that he provides to other players. If you guys think this is really good, it can help balance, trying to take out Magneto, and you already know there's gonna be some fun little interactions between Rogue and Magneto. He's gonna be trying to rizz that chick up. We all know how Magneto is, especially when it comes to Rogue. Just saying. And let's move on to the next ability. Alright, for the next ability we're gonna be talking about the Absorption Aura. This will be a passive ability. When enemies are within a certain radius, Rogue siphons a percentage of their shields or energy over time, converting it to her own health or shields. This makes her especially durable in prolonged fights. Meaning, for as long as she's in the battle and as long as she's fighting other teams, she's able to take in as much energy as possible. Meaning that a percentage of their energy or abilities could also be transferred over to her ultimate. So as long as she's fighting and holding down checkpoint, she can slowly but surely gain her ultimate back pretty fast. Now, I don't know if this would be too OP, but I think this is a pretty good ability to have. Especially when it comes to trying to clutch up and protect the checkpoint for a full-on, 6v1 if possible. Try to hold out as much as possible so the team can get to you, and you guys can at least try to get back to checkpoint and just completely reset the fight.
Of course!
Now we are at the point where we got to the last ability. This is going to be called the Flying Rush. So I decided to give her some mobility because, you know, certain characters that can fly in this game just can't fly. So using her flight, Rogue can dash quickly into a targeted direction, allowing her to chase fleeing enemies or escape dangerous situation. This dash could be used like a minor shockwave upon landing. So the dash could leave a minor shockwave upon landing, meaning that once she hits the floor, she makes a small radius shockwave to deal damage or possibly stun any character in a specific radius. Now I think this was pretty good. So this is kind of comparing it to Johnny Storm's ability where he goes flying straight at you and he just boom. Whereas Johnny Storm can fly all the time, hers is completely different. Whereas I don't know if they would even give her the ability to fly, if not temporarily, or even in her ultimate, they could give her the ability to fly to be able to do more damage, which was one of the other abilities I wrote down myself. So I had two ultimates. The second ultimate was going to be called the Power Overlord. Rogue taps into multiple absorb powers at once, enhancing her movement speed, attack power, and granting her temporary flight for 10 seconds. When she has her ultimate, she's able to have enhanced damage output, enhanced movement speed, and then when she's using her flight, she can possibly do a flying dash dive, at least within that specific time frame. Obviously there's a recovery time, so she might be able to do it like 3 times at most, but this could be enough time to wipe out a team, or at least to hold back a team at a checkpoint. Alright, so before we end the video, there is one more thing I wanted to mention, and that is my thoughts on what I think and what role Rogue should be in. So there's going to be only one of the two. It's going to be she's a tank or she's a duelist. Now, because we have so many duelists, I really want her to be into a tank role. We have so many duelists, we don't need that much. And the way her abilities are, it kind of works for her more in a tank role. So here's my thoughts on this. Alright, so Rogue's high survivability, her AoE knockback, her passive absorption makes her an ideal for disrupting the enemy team and soaking up damage for her allies. She could act as a frontline presence, absorbing hits and creating chaos. So this is what I think she fits really well in. But let's say, could she fit into a duelist role? Here's my other thoughts on why she would be a duelist. With her power stealing and flying rush, Rogue can excel in one-on-one encounters, using the steal ability to adapt and counter her opponents. That would make her a flexible choice for skilled players who love quick and strategic plays. So I lean more towards her tank abilities. I think this would work perfect for her as a tank because of how she can use her abilities and how strong she is. And as a tank, this would work perfect for her moveset, especially being able to absorb other abilities and as well as taking more damage and dealing more damage at the same time. So if you guys feel like she's a tank, let me know in the comments down below. You know, hashtag Rogue4Tank. But if you guys disagree or agree, let me know in the comments down below, because I'm trying to be more into the positive side of getting as much likes as possible. And if you guys do enjoy it, hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment down below, or leave a dislike. At this point, I really don't care. And I'll see you guys in the next video later.